My supervisor met my boyfriend, and most likely recognized him from somewhere she definitely shouldn't have, and now I'm being called into an HR meeting. So, I, 24 female, am a high school science teacher and my boyfriend, 25 male, is an OF model. This is important. Today after school, he helped me carry in some stuff for a lab I'll be doing with my kids. When he arrived, the principal, I'll call her Jan, was outside for dismissal and was able to meet him. While he was helping me set everything up in my classroom, Jan came in and asked if they had ever met since he looked familiar. My boyfriend said he didn't think so, and that was that. When we finished, I gave him a tour of the school that ended at the office. Jan was still there and greeted us again before a look of what I can only describe as fear came across her face. She quickly excused herself and we were left alone and confused. My boyfriend asked if maybe she recognized him from his OF page. I said surely not, since she's a middle-aged woman who barely knows how to use her phone. He let me live in denial until I got a text from her as we were cooking dinner. She said this: "Good evening OP, I'd like to have a meeting with you and HR person from HR tomorrow morning. Please be in my office at 7 a.m. So now I'm almost certain that my boyfriend was right and she does know him from his page. He keeps trying to reassure me that it's not about that, but I can see in his eyes that he's at least a little proud of himself. I've kicked him out to go buy me some stress snacks. My friends are busy, and my family doesn't know he's an OF model, so I don't know who else to turn to. Maybe y'all have advice for me? I want to crawl out of my skin." Update the next day. "Hello, I asked for advice and y'all gave so much. Thank you, I felt very supported. Also, a lot of y'all clocked it. I do work for a religious private school. Anyway, I arrived for my meeting at 7 o'clock. I know a lot of you thought it was early, but school starts at 7:45, so it was a normal time for me. I did record the meeting, and even though I am in a one-party consent state, I asked to be safe. The meeting started with Jan, my principal, saying that it had recently come to their attention that my boyfriend had been publicly participating in lewd acts. I asked what she meant, since as far as I knew my BF had never had charges filed against him for something like that. That's when the HR lady, Pam, said that somebody, they couldn't name names, just said it was a staff member, found his OF account. Like many of you said, I asked what that was since I had never heard of it. They explained, although they did not look as uncomfortable as I had hoped. Then they asked if I had ever participated in, or intended to participate in one of his videos. I said no. Jan said that I couldn't bring any unvetted guests into the building, so I pulled up the email thread I had asking for permission and reminded her that he had his ID scanned in order to get a temp badge. Pam said that it was due to the nature of his online activity, that he would no longer be allowed in the school. I said okay and asked if when I brought my dad to help with things in the future, would I need to disclose his online activity as well? Pam said that wasn't necessary, but that they couldn't have any teacher or staff member affiliated with a SX worker. I asked what that meant and she said that I could not bring him onto school grounds, to school functions, or anything relating to the school. Additionally, since the school represented the church, the staff could only have relationships with people who upheld a dignified image. Apparently my boyfriend doesn't do that. She also said that if they received one report from a parent, student, or staff member of my affiliation with him after this meeting, that would be grounds for immediate termination. I asked if that also applied to the staff member who reported it in the first place, since they went onto an adult site. Jan said that was irrelevant, that the meeting was about me, not the other staff member. The meeting ended shortly after. They asked me to sign an acknowledgement of the meeting. I told them I wanted to review it first and brought it home with me. My boyfriend is furious and at the same time keeps apologizing, saying that it's his fault, but it's not. The standards for teachers are crazy. We're going to have a little Indeed and LinkedIn date, so hopefully I can get out of there as soon as possible. Lesson learned though, never take a job at a religious school.